Tonight, from Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Set to kick off. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season. Week 7 is underway on EA Sports.
And this carries into the end zone. And he opts to not bring this one out. The first drive will start at the 25. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. 11 yards there, first down.
6-yard line.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up. Here's second and 10.
Brings up second and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Again, he'll drop to throw. They'll try and set up the screen to Swift.
The pass.
And forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Able to find Turner. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. And this belongs to the Vikings.
Fumble on the play. Recovered by Minnesota.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on first and 10. They'll run it for the first time with Williams. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, when that continuity is there and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
Brings up second and 11 at the 43-yard line.
On second down, it's Williams. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Just shy of midfield.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
3rd down.
And they give this time to the tailback. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. Just a yard on the run there, and that's going to bring us to a 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stuffed them for almost no gain.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down.
And the Vikings 1st down.
On the ground, this is Williams. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
The running back.
12 more yards there and another 1st down. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready.
And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Vikings have taken a first-quarter lead.
Well, partner, that was another explosive run, and one thing I've learned in our time in this game, yes, the offensive line has to get a lot of credit, but for big runs to occur, the wide receivers have to block well downfield.
And then you have to have a good guy carrying the ball too, right?
Oh, without a doubt. You need that difference maker lugging the rock.
McCann's got it teed up. This taken in about 4 yards deep. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. The Titans coming back onto the field for their 2nd drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. They got to make up for that here.
We always hear about empty possessions, but some are worse than others. You can have an empty possession, punt the ball away, get yourself set to play defense, but when you turn it over, it changes momentum, and when they take it downfield and punch it in on you, that's a bad possession all the way around.
Yeah, but you're hungry to get back out there, aren't you?
You better be, because otherwise, it's going to be a long day for you.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
1st and 10 at the 35-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with DeAndre Swift. And this defense not giving him anything there. Maybe a yard up to the 36.
First quarter with the score.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. 2nd and 9 now. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. From the gun, here's Swift. And he was able to shed one tackle but could not get away from there. That'll get a little bit back, give him 5 on the run, and they'll be left with a 3rd and 13.
Brings up 3rd and 13.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Pressure comes, and down he goes.
And sacked.
Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And it may just be the second quarter, but he's in his zone, well on his way to eclipsing that 100-yard mark.
And when a back has a game, as we're witnessing right now, his name's going to be in the books, but it's really a collective deal, isn't it? Because that means he's getting plenty of blocking, a lot of help from his teammates, but he's making the most of it.
Yeah, he's made the most of it to this point, eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down. Back at his own 7. It's Jeffrey Simmons that time who got in to record the sack.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you're doing a big way, and what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you because it seems to be working pretty well.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. He's going to float this over the middle deep, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the 10?
Now a hit and a loose football. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
The kicking team.
I remember sitting in special teams meetings, and at some point during the meeting, the coach would always say, you better treat this one just like you're playing offense or defense. It's a big part of the game, and we just saw evidence of why right there with that fumble.
Yeah, fumble on the punt, and after it was turning up to be a pretty decent return.
Yeah, a really nice return. They were going to be set up okay, and the offense would feel good running onto the field. And now the defense has to try it out there and try.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. The big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
The tackle made at the 47-yard line. 5 yards on the play. And it's
and he'll give it here to his running back. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. A reminder coming up just a few minutes from now, we'll send you to Jonathan Coachman and our crew in Orlando. Coach will have a look back at some of the stats and scores from yesterday's action. Now on 4th down, they throw the deep ball, but it winds up to be incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield, right at the 48. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football.
Pass some of this.
And they're going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings.
Tucker McCann for the extra.
It gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for them.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And they weren't on the sidelines for long, but I'll tell you what, I'm glad you and I weren't down there. We could hear them, the coaches from all the way up here. They were under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Taken down and sacked.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. That's complete to Turner. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in half number one. On third down, here comes Swift. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now Tennessee going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Sharp.
The pass.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That's complete to DeAndre Swift out of the backfield. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Now the Titans will use their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. The 30. Past the 20. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return. A scoop and score for the Vikings.
Tucker McCann.
This first half has been a nightmare for that offense. Defense just dominating them.
And when you're picking up the ball, picking up their mistakes, and taking it the other way and putting it in the end zone, that's a defense's dream. They're having that type of a game.
Everything that can go wrong has gone wrong for this offensive unit. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Well, the white flag coming out as they line up to kneel on it. The final second ticks by, and that's going to do it for the first half of play. The second half upon us sooner than we bargained for. Week 7, second half. Let's do it. The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23.
23-yard line.
So here are the Vikings to take over. They've got the lead right now in this ball game, and they're on the heels of that nice win last week over the Packers. They start the second half here with Williams. A big seam, and he might go all the way. 20, 10, touchdown, Vikings.
Minnesota.
A great play there. 77 yards. And the Vikings are going to widen that advantage. And that run massively increased his production in this game, and now he's over 100 yards.
And break out your calculator, partner, because his yards per carry went up significantly, right? Big-time jaunt all the way to the end zone.
Tucker McCann set to kick off.
McCann's got it teed up. And this carries into the end zone. And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game and you need all 11 working well together. But every now...
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the Vikings pick up the football. And they are going to bring this one back. It's a fumble return, a scoop and score for the Vikings. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will extend this big lead. And you can bet they're preaching two hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. This taken in about 4 yards deep, and not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback. Our eyes shift now to the Vikings defense. And they had the fumble return for a touchdown, and boom, they're right back out there again.
And you hear so many people talk about opportunistic defenses in today's football. Well, they make their own breaks because they work at it all the time. We've been in the practices, the drill.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On second down, Swift. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a third down and long.
18-yard line. Brings up third down.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50. Hey, here we go.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Getting this into the hands of Turner. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get it to that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
That'll be a 47-yard punt, officially 5 on the return. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. And now out comes Minnesota. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They go backwards there 2 yards, and 2nd and 1 is now 3rd and 3.
A loss of 2 yards. And it's third down.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Hey, Mike 52. Mike 52. Man, that's trash. That's trash.
They'll try and throw for it here. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The conversion is successful with a sizable gain of 13, and the decision to go for it looks like a smart one. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And he's up over midfield and down into Tennessee territory.
Carry for the running back.
A gain of 3, 2nd down.
To the 49-yard line. It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
They run it again with Williams. And he is going to get this close to the first down markers. He's brought down at the Titans' 40-yard line. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Under a minute to go in this third quarter as they come up 1st and 10. And to give this time to the tailback. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to... run as they stop him behind the line.
Behind the line of scrimmage.
When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
And that is going to do it for this third quarter of action. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now a handoff here to his running back. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Now, I think we can get used to seeing more of that in this fourth quarter, especially if they're having success on the ground like they did there.
Yeah, I think back when we met with the head coach in preseason, and all he talked about was building a bully. And I think it was this situation he was envisioning. Trying to ice a game, plenty of time left, but being able to give the ball to his big runner and pound away and try and finish off a game.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And sometimes things come together exactly like you want. It's not just been the volume of carries he's had in this contest. It's been the production as well.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And this offense is running away with this one. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ballgame.
The Titans now just about ready to take over. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
That right now, that's a defeated team out there. I think you can see it totally in their body language.
Hands on hips, heads low. It's just been a struggle from the start.
Yeah, this team has been thoroughly beaten right from the word go.
Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And he'll lose yardage on this one, back to the 13. I don't know how well our microphones are picking it up for those of you at home, but Charles, you and I can hear it. A lot of groans right now coming from this crowd.
I don't know if we're picking up what's happening in the stadium or from the people who are supporting this team at home, because it's coming through loud and clear to you and me. This offense, they've been stuck in neutral much of the game, and on that last play, they actually went in reverse. I think this crowd would have liked neutral, don't you?
Yeah, neutral would have strongly been preferred. They'll take anything positive at this point.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And taken at the 46. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And this one has gone pretty well to form. They've come in, had little problem thus far, and now they'll try to polish things off in the fourth. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 41.
Number 20, the ball.
That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
41-yard line.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line.
Number 20.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
Give him 3 yards there on the first down pickup. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Gonna give this time to the tailback. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Tackle made at the 38-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain there of 21 yards.
It carries like that. That's how they're going to continue to salt this thing away here, Charles, in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, how about that? A new set of downs. Clock continues to move. No better way to close out a game than to tap those mastodons you have up front and say, guys, keep pounding them. Let's keep the ball, keep their offense on the sidelines, and let's close this one out.
2nd and 9.
And he'll give it here to his running back. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
Ball carrier.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
3rd down.
Going to give this time to the tailback. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Well, this is long since over, and some might see this as overkill, but remember, this is a team that puts on the hard hats, grabs the lunch pail, and tells everyone, we're going to give you a full 60 minutes, and that's exactly how they're playing this one out.
Point after, right down the middle, and the lead will swell by 1 more.
McCann set to
McCann's got it teed up.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you...
Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Minnesota, they remain one of the hottest teams out there as the win moves them to 6-1. And they'll get another road test next week as a